And we are back after a brief hiatus for another Boss Bus Between the Cheeks with no in between the cheek bonanza
Only
extravaganza.
Pizza and Cap.
Pizza and Captain between our cheeks with the one, the only Paul Brunetti and myself, Zack Rars, a.k.a. Boss Bus. Hello.
Hello.
I hope you guys have been well. It's been a few weeks. We just had some...
Everyone's been enjoying the spring. People have wanting to sit down and talk about stuff. Plans have been moved and changed. We were planning on doing a different podcast tonight, but problems arise. Things happen. That's life.
That's life.
You know. But yeah. So what's up with you, Zach? Anything new? Anything fun going on?
I played at that Dark Hollow Music Festival. That was pretty great. Super, super fun. Playing at Boombox Social next Wednesday. If you're seeing this is actually news to everyone because it hasn't even been announced yet. But if you're watching this, you'll see that. So Zen Garden next Wednesday, May 5th.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. What's new with you?
Well, I have been prepping for the Renaissance Fair, which is this weekend, 1st and 2nd, and next weekend, 7th and 8th, or 8th and 9th, I don't remember. Saturday, Sunday, 10 to 6. Renaissance Fair, you got your jousting, you got your sword fighting, you got a bunch of cool vendors. I will be vending my walking sticks and stuff like that. Come get a turkey leg and a stick and walk around, have fun. But yeah, that's basically what I've been getting ready for. Other than that, just playing banjo and hanging out, doing what I can.
That's awesome, man. I might actually have to make it out to that because I don't work Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah,
so
it's a chill thing, and it's outside, so even for those who are still uncomfortable with going out and stuff, it's a more place. I've actually on my booth, I've got a bunch of sandy wipes. I'm gonna wipe down the sticks after everyone comes past. If you pick up a stick, I'm gonna wipe it down before the next person comes and stuff like that to keep it friendly for all those.
Nice.
In that situation,
That's smart.
Yeah, and masks will be heavily worn and stuff, so it'll be relatively safe as much as you can be, I guess, in this time. And I guess we're kind of at the corner where everyone who wants to get the vax is able to. So it's really we've kind of gone corner of getting people vaxxed to convincing people that vaccinations are okay. And that was a struggle for a bit. And even for me, I was kind of against I was hesitant. I was I'm not. I was lucky enough that I'm living with my parents and both of them got vaxxed, so I was I'm not really in immediate danger with anyone I feel infecting, but also there's still some information on the vax that I would like to be cleared up. But I'm kind of at the point now what triggered it for me was the Johnson & Johnson.
That was spooky.
The Johnson thing was spooky. But the fact that they immediately jumped on it, immediately took it away, and immediately researched all the stuff, and it was a very small percentage, but because of the fact that they were completely took it away, even though it was 1 in a million that got these things, the fact that they are not letting risks go unnoticed. They saw this risk and they immediately stopped and looked at it again. Gives me more of a confidence to actually go get my vax,
That's true. That's a good point. They were very quick. There were a lot of memes made on it, but they were very quick to take it off.
Yeah. So I get the hesitation and definitely do research and figure things out, but also there's worse things. I don't know. I think it's at this point you should get your vax if you can, and you can. So do it.
True. You can. Yeah. You can. We're slowly taking steps, even if they're half steps, to normalcy. Hopefully by fall this year, things will be peachy. That's my hopes, but we'll see.
We'll cross that bridge. Oh, yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm kind of excited.
Me too, man. So we kind of had an idea. Yeah. So anytime when we plan an episode with a guest and they're just unable to show up for whatever reason, life happens. I think what we're going to start doing, besides giving updates, is to start going over Bionicle Lore.
Yes.
Because I'm interested in it. He's an expert on it.
I mean, to be an expert on Bionicle Lore is you would have to take a fucking class. To cover a basic covering of the story of Bionicle would take me 6 hours just to go through the basic storyline. And God. That's actually not as long as it should have been. So Bionicle started in 2001, went for 10 years, and that was supposed to be the first half. But because like Bionicle as it's a toy before anything. It's a toy line. You got to remember that. And some of the lore at the beginning was kind of ham-fisted because it's a toy line. And then when you got kind of later into the lore was so heavy that newer kids coming in couldn't like grasp it because it was just it's been going on for 10 years. It's been slowly building, and so 10 years in, they're like, we got to wrap this up because the toy lines were only keeping the old people that were super invested, but we're not getting new guys. So they kind of just cut it real quick and took this next 10 years of story and mashed it into 3.5. So it's still good. Like, the story ended well, but they could have definitely built it. But yeah, Bionicle's really cool, and I'm sure a lot of us have grown up with the basic toys. You know, I wish I'd brought some, but you got like your Toa Mata, which are the originals with like the fire, the ice guy with the shield and the weird eye. You got the fire sword. You got the little Boroks, which are the ones that like roll into a ball. Those are my favorites. The ones that like have the punchy heads.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, we don't have anything else to talk about, and it would be fun, and it's something I like talking about, and Zach's interested, and I know a lot of people know of Bionicle, but have never been like understand the plot and stuff, and so we can try it. I mean, this is going to be definitely a juxtaposition from our normal stuff, and we'll see how it goes.
Yep, between the Bionicles.
Yeah.
Our first take.
So I'm going to take a shot, and then we're going to start.
I think I'm going to do the same.
Yeah. And I don't know how you edit this, but I might send you some pics of like certain characters I'll talk about. I might send you like what they are, so like we can maybe put them up on the screen of the video or whatever.
Yeah.
Just to make it a little easier. Next time I'll probably bring some Bionicles to make it a little clearer. But
yes, just in case.
But yeah, so okay, take our shots.
Cheers.
To Bionicle.
Two fucking Bionicles.
Unity, Destiny, and sorry, fuck, I'm already forgetting. So it's Unity, Destiny, and Duty are the three.
That's fucking sick.
So that's like the three parts of Bionicle. That's like the kind of like the oath that they all have. It's like Unity, Duty, and Destiny. Those are the three things. So we're gonna do this through storyline from release. So like how they released the story was, rather than like chronologically the story itself, because it's a better story if you do it how it was released. So the Bionicle was released in 2001, I believe, and it was the 6 Toa Mata. Okay, so we're gonna do some vocab first. So you got Metra Nui. Mata Nui is the god, the Holy Spirit, kind of like the universe itself, but also like the spirit of the universe. And then you got the Matoran. Matoran are like your plebs, your normal dudes, like your basic people. They have basic jobs. You have like 5 different villages. You got the fire people, you got the ice people, you got the air or green. I always thought it was jungle, but it's actually air, which is weird. You got the water, you got the rock, and the earth. Those are the 5 nations. And each one of those is ruled by a Turaga, which is kind of like the elder, like the wise man, the sage. And they kind of guide these Matorans that just do their normal stuff. And so for a while that was going on. These people were they're living on the island of Mata Nui, which is they named after their Holy Spirit. And they're just doing their jobs. And then one day, these robotic like monster things come out of the ground and just like start destroying the land, attacking the villages, just fucking shit up. These are the Boroks, which are these little circle guys that kind of roll, but also come out and just like kind of just destroy the world. Start like tearing apart the trees, digging out the things, just kind of destroying this island universe that they're living in. And they're like, holy shit, what's going on? And they're kind of freaking out and they need help and they're losing it. And then what washes up on the tides of this island but these capsules, like these kind of capsules like the size of a person. They open up and these pieces of this bionic and of these bionic people come out. And these are the Toa. So the Toa are the third race. So you got the Matoran, the Turaga, and the Toa. The Toa are like the knights, like the defenders, the protectors. They're always teams of 6, each one for each element. And so these come out. These are the original Toa. Toa Mata is what they're called. These are the ones if you're like an old school like 90s kid, I guess. These are the ones you had, like with the original the fire sword guy, this ice guy with the shield. You got the rock dude that has the claws, or the earth guy that has the claws, and the rock guy that kicks. I like the kicking guy because he didn't have a weapon. He just had like his foot that kicked really cool. It was fun. And so they come out and they their memories have been erased. They've been floating in this sea forever, and they don't really know anything about them. And they get built, and they are here to defend against the or to protect the Matoran. They're kind of like their defenders. And each of them has a mask or a kanohi, which are masks of power that give you certain powers. The fire is kind of the leader, and he has the mask that allows him to shield himself from things. Like, if he can see something coming, he can shield from it. Damn. He can't defend from, like, sneak attacks or stuff like that, but he can, like, make a shield that defends him and other people around him. You have the water mask that allows him to breathe underwater. You have the mask of air that allows him to fly. You have the earth mask that gives him super strength, stuff like that. So each of these masks grants a special power to the beholder. And so they go on a quest and they fight these Borak, which are the rural guys again, and they're fighting back against them, and they're able to defeat them 1-on-1, but the Borak are kind of like a insect colony. Like they're hive-minded. They don't really have their own consciousness, but there's just hundreds of them, and they just kind of blaze through whole swaths of land, just tearing apart, just kind of destroying everything. That's their goal, is to destroy everything. And these Toa are fighting back, and they're able to defend when they're all together, but they aren't standing a chance. And they kind of go to the Turaga, which are like the elders again. The elders talk about these kind of relics that are placed around the island that will grant them power to fight back. And they kind of got to find out where the Borak are coming from, so they can kind of like find the area and stop them from continuing to be released and continue to destroy this place. So at first it's kind of like a fetch quest where each one goes off on their own and tries to collect their own masks. Not really like anything special. They all go. I mean, this is like a toy line, so there's like 6 characters. They all have their own thing to do. They have to collect something, and that was another piece you could buy from Lego. Eventually, they all get their pieces. They all have a struggle for it. They come back together, and they're still kind of like a big thing for Bionicle. Like one of a continuing like trope that continues to come forward is like unity, because it's unity, duty, and destiny is like the 3 big things. And the Toas are usually very cocky and very like, I'm great, I don't need you guys. And they kind of go off on their own and like try to like find it on their own, and they kind of get wiped, and they all get kind of fucked. And actually Toa, the Toa of Air, I'm skipping on the names, so I'm just going on the Toa of Air, he gets actually attacked by, he gets kind of like overpowered, and he loses his mask. And these Borak, what's special was underneath their kind of like mask plate, they can kind of flip it open and shoot this little gel piece out, the only part that's not robotic of their body. And if it hits you in the face, you become part of like the hive.
Oh my god.
And so the green Toa got like overpowered and became like captured by them basically, and he was fighting back against their people, but then they realized they had to join together, and they fought back against the green Toa, and were able to destroy the thing on his face, like kind of like a face sucker, think of like Alien.
Yeah.
And they were able to destroy that, get his mask back on him, and he was like fine. And they eventually like fight back. You finally recognize they need to fight together. They cut through the lines of the Borak and are able to get underground into their kind of hive. And there's these 2 Borak queens, and they're like giant fucking monster dragon looking things. They also have like the pokey heads, but they're like dragon looking things. And the Matoran are fighting and are unable to fucking beat them. Like they can't. Like the powers they have are OP. They're fucking just wiping the floor with the Toa. But in this like underground cavern that they're fighting, there's this giant lake. But it's not. It's kind of like water, but it's not. It's actually like this special liquid that occurs throughout the thing. Like so, in the Bionicle universe, in Matanui, which is the universe, there's 2 oceans that the one's on top of the other. So like there's an ocean up here, and then when you go underneath the island, there's this whole other ocean, but it's not water. It's this like prima nuva or something liquid that so the Toa are fighting these Borak queens, and they get knocked into this ocean, and this ocean actually transforms them into the second version of the Toa, which are these like these are the Toa Nuva, which are basically them. They have like breastplates now. They have cooler weapons. They're a little taller. They got like the toy line is way cool. That was my favorite. Was the Toa Nuva, and they kind of get special powers where their powers basically activate around everyone around them, so they can use each other's powers to fight. So they all have super strength. They all have shields. They all can fly. They all can swim, and they're now able to kind of overpower the queens and like sedate them. They're not able to defeat them, but they're able to like seal them off and like make them not able to move. Like basically kind of stall them, and it forces all the other Boroks to go into like a sedation as well. And to the point where they're actually able to control these Boroks, and able to like, they kind of look like robot assistants now for the Matorans. Like they're helping them rebuild, they're helping them build their island, they're helping them like grow around, and so they're kind of used as like robotic servants. They're mindless, they're drones, but yeah. So that's kind of basically the first arc of Bionicles is them, the Toa emerging, them fighting back against the Borok, them gaining a sense of unity or duty to each other, and then fighting, losing, gaining superpowers, winning, and then that's kind of like the first arc of Bionicle.
Damn, is that the one? Which arc is from the the commercial with All American Rejects? Like when you gotta keep it strong, move along, and it's a Bionicle commercial.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really cool. That was one of the best things. Like that was later. That was much later actually. But the Bionicle commercials were part of the thing that made like especially like teenage kids like fuck yeah, because you had like Linkin Park, you had All American Rejects, you had all these fucking cool bands just like making some like really cool animation of like underwater or like in the air or stuff. Like it was sweet. But those are post movies. So like this is pre movie. The first two arcs are the first Bionicle movie, which is actually a good movie. The other Bionicle movies aren't that good, but the first one has good animation. Like even for the time, like it still kind of holds up. The music was amazing. The story was good. The characters were fun. The fight scenes were good, even for like a kids movie. But that's like the third arc of Bionicle is the first movie, and then the second movie and third movie are the third and fourth arc, and then the next movie is like the eighth arc. But like,
holy shit,
yeah, I mean the movies are good. They have a lot of fan-made movies, like stop motion, like with Bionicle toys that are really expansive, and if you're into the lore, it really gets into it. But those are for people who actually care. I don't even know if anyone's paying attention to this rambling, but
I think so. I am.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the first arc. We can keep going, or we can take that as like the first episode.
That's up to you, man.
I mean,
if you're feeling it, it's up to you. We could either call it first arc done. We could do an arc, like a series, like arc per.
I mean, I'm guessing we're gonna have a lot more episodes of just you and me when we're trying to get people.
That's true.
Because like so the Synergy Nation, what is it? It's
so synnation.net, I believe /cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
That is our Synergy Nation network website domain. Check out Synergy Nation Network. They're awesome for having us on. Lucian's amazing. The entire crew's great. We had a podcast with them. I don't know when that will air, but we had a whole group podcast with all of them.
And we talked with them, and they were talking about how this time is like slow for podcasts because everyone's out and about again. It's harder to like organize things, and so it seems like we will have more one-on-ones because trying to get people in. Like even today was kind of an act of God. Do hope you're okay with the car stuff and whatever, but trying to get those times together with other people seems to be difficult now. So we might have more one-on-ones going forward.
Yeah, but keep an eye out because we will be posting consistent episodes, even if it's just Bionicle.
Yeah,
talking about updates. I'm cool with that. Honestly,
I mean, this is like, this episode isn't interesting. Like Bionicle, the first one was just like trying something new. But like the thing about Bionicle is from the first arc to 10 years later when the big shit is revealed, it was all planned. Like you can see from the first arc these things that go through, like the lore in it, the storytelling, the story itself
Holy shit.
It's super interesting because it was just planned out and slowly revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the first time... That's why I hate telling it in chronological order, because it kind of gives away some of those, like, big reveals. You're like, holy shit. And, yeah. But yeah, so the first one's kind of, like, just your generic, like, kid's story. Like, oh, we gotta do a fetch quest and fight the big bad. And then, oh, we lose, but then we get powers, and now we're good because of friendship.
Yeah.
But it definitely grows from there in a very intricate way.
Well, I, for one, am very excited to hear it. I learned a lot already, and I'm actually very pumped. Like, genuinely very pumped.
Nice.
So make sure to check out this weekend and next week in the Renaissance Fair in Bellevue. Paul will be vending his sticks.
Yeah,
It'll
come
be
say hi,
great.
get a stick friend, and hang out. Grab a turkey leg and watch some jousting. It'll be fun.
That sounds perfect, dude.
It's the dream.
It'll be good weather, too. I'll be playing Boombox next Wednesday in Lincoln.
Nice.
Check it out. Otherwise... hope you're good, D. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're safe.
Yeah.
We love you, and I hope you all have a fantastic evening.
Keep it real.
Keep it real.